Hello, hello, and welcome to the Q&A for Bad Influence as part of the digital short series competition for SeriesFest Season 6. You will just have watched the pilot and are probably joining us with a what the hell just happened and having shivers up your spine. I think one of the coolest parts of this project is you guys really saved it to the end to hook us in with the pilot. So I guess my first question, and I guess, Roni, this could be to you as the creator, if you want to give a wave. Where did this idea come from? And what was the genesis of your project?
I was ready to laugh at ourselves. I was ready to laugh at myself. I was ready to laugh at just this world that we've created that is unbelievable yet totally real. I was looking the other day, there's a baby with 1.5 million followers and he's 1 and he cooks pasta, I think. And it's just, the entrepreneurship is incredibly creative. But I wanted to just start to laugh at the little bits of society that are stranger than fiction. And then on the more serious note, I was really tired of a world that we've created where our validation comes from other people's likes, and who we are as ourselves. We only present half the picture to the world. We hide so much away because of it. And so I was tired of the self-esteem and validation for myself. I assume it happens to a lot of people, but even for myself, just how it's so integrated into what social media is, the mistruths that are out there. And I would love to get back to basics of human connection and what does the world look like? What does the world look like in this utopian society where we're talking to people again and we're interacting on a more real basis? And thought it would be fun to focus on these characters who've built their lives on what we've created and what happens when it goes away.
Awesome. I mean, it's truly a project that makes you think, oh my God, how much time do I spend on my phone? And I'm not an influencer. So my next question is for the cast. So for Colette, and Ignacio, and John, what was character study like for you guys? Did you dive into a real life of an influencer? How did you tap into this very specific, the vernacular is so specific even in the way you guys speak to each other.
Right. I'll go. So Roni had specific accounts for us, real influencers that he kind of was curating our pages based off of and all of these things. So definitely looking into those. And then for me, I honed in on watching girls from The Bachelor, because those are people that I am aware of who kind of build their lives on social media. And so just following those girls, watching them, watching how they stand, how they smile, just all of their little mannerisms, I feel kind of helped me really try to embrace and not judge them, because I feel I have a weird relationship with social media. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I hate it. And influencers, I kind of felt I had a negative view of them. And this kind of helped me force myself to look at their humanity and look at this is actually really important to them, and try to bring that to the character. It's not just fake for these people. It's very real and it's their life.
Yeah. Ignacio, what about you?
Well, first off, Roni made it very easy to find these characters. The character, it was on the page. The source material was there. So to have to look for something, you didn't, but we did. Roni made, Colette said, Roni made us accounts that we had to follow up on. There was other Instagram influencers that we researched. My character basically was an influencer that had a more grounded approach to his lifestyle. He was an athletic kind of guy, and he wasn't more about the likes. He was more about the lifestyle and bringing it to the people. So for me, it was more of one of those things where I brought a lot of myself into it. Actually, recently I deleted my Facebook and Instagram apps because I found myself waking up every day and like swiping and comparing, and I think anyone who watches it will be able to immediately identify with how these people are acting and reacting to these circumstances, because everyone lives that circumstance on a day-to-day basis. So aside from looking at all these other influencers, these fitness pages that Roni like passed on to us, well, to me, it was very natural, something that we all go through day to day.
Yeah. John, did you do anything specific to, you guys as a couple? Also, the fact that the two of you look so much alike, I was like, it sparked such a conversation in my audience of like people who date people that look just like each other.
Yeah. Well, that is like my entire Instagram feed is all of these boyfriend twins, posting in face masks. And I am nowhere near an influencer, but I found myself reading the script and not really looking to other people because I judged them prior to it, but realizing that so much of how I post on social media, even not being an influencer, is so much like what was highlighted in the script. Like I will take a selfie 7 times, or okay, that's just like 10, 15 times, and kind of obsess over it. And it was really interesting to me looking at the people who I kind of judged and was like, oh, thank God I'm not them. I was like, oh, I'm just doing it on a micro level. I don't have the stakes like lying on it, but I'll delete a picture if it doesn't get enough likes. And that kind of sparked this own internal conversation I had to have with myself about social media going into this.
It's super interesting, you guys. I mean, for me, I was watching it and I called my mom and I was like, I think I'm going to delete my social media. And it's like, I'm telling my mom this, like I'm trying to influence her to also delete it. It's like a very, very powerful piece. And the tone is so specific. I guess, again, so this is maybe for more the crew or the creatives behind the scenes, like what were your influences tonally for how you put this together? I mean, the coloring's very specific and the use of technology. And are other pieces out there that influenced the style?
Artem, you go ahead first. You go ahead. Yeah.
Roni, go first. Well, we wanted it to be, I guess we were inspired by Fleabag in terms of a cinematic look, but not way cinematic. And then also really colorful spaces. One of our biggest expenses was actually getting that apartment, which took up sort of half of the script. And it's something that did a lot of work for us because the apartment itself was already sort of set designed. So it really helped hit the look we were going for.
Yeah, I wanted everything to be very saturated. I wanted things to feel bright. Their lives are so perfect. And it'll be really fun as the series goes on. I mean, I've written it so that it gets bigger and bigger because their lives are so focused inward on themselves. And then every episode will have cameos by other influencers and how they're dealing with the aftermath. And so the world kind of gets bigger, and there's going to be there are 3 layers to everything. There's their world, there's the general public's world, and then there's, without giving too much away, like the forces behind it all. So there's kind of, as it builds, but like you said, it really, at the end of it, hopefully people get to understand what ride they've strapped in for. Yeah, definitely. I feel like this is kind of one of my favorite ways to structure a pilot, and I watch a lot of pilots. But really you allowed us to just enjoy the world as is for the majority of the pilot and not spend time, with too much exposition. We didn't necessarily need to see how all the couples have met each other or how they got here. You just are dropped into this world, which then in turn is exactly what happens to them at the end of the pilot, where they're dropped into a world they're unfamiliar with, even though it shouldn't be.
So I really do. I love this project, and I think the series potential is incredible. So you guys should all be very proud of yourselves. And I guess my last question, I told you this is going to be a really fast 10 minutes, but so what is next? What are your goals for the project? And are we shooting a second episode? Is there a quarantine episode that maybe needs to happen? I mean, these guys got to be crazy in quarantine.
I was actually wondering about influencers and like how much content they're making in quarantine or not in quarantine.
I feel like they're thriving. Honestly, this is what they do anyways. Like, you know?
Just now they're collecting unemployment.
Yeah.
Now they're fully employed.
Yeah, I mean, next steps, I would love to make more. I don't really have the financial resources to make more right now, but I want to so badly. I think this is a story, it's funny, Ignacio was telling me there's something that feels so similar in terms of a global pandemic and this apocalyptic digital world catastrophic view where like the whole world is connected and filled with anxiety of something. And I think it's so nice to deflect this real life, sometimes truly unbearable angst into like something a little bit more manageable where it's social media, but hopefully can offer similarities in how we act as a collective. So I would love to make more. I think it's so timely. I think it should have been made 3 years ago, honestly, with the build up. And so I would love to make more. I don't know. I would love to hear what Artem wants to also, because Artem and I talk a lot about like the future of the series and where it goes.
Yeah, would you for yourselves, or would you want to get a partner? I mean, that's a kind of the beauty of digital series and the spirit of independent producing is like you don't have to wait. You guys have already shot your pilot.
Yeah, but we would also we would definitely partner with a production company or a producer to make more happen, develop more episodes. So yeah, we're definitely open to that also.
Yeah. Get sponsored by Nike or Goop or Blue Ivy.
Yeah, Blue Ivy online, baby.
Well, thank you guys. This has been really fun. And again, I hope you are as proud of yourselves as we are of you. This is a true achievement. And we are so happy to have you in the SeriesFest family.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for including us into this. We're really excited.
Yeah, for sure.
Yay. Well, you've got a friend in me. I'll be talking to you probably every 10 minutes. I'm going to be the new influencer in your life. Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.